Hello, and welcome back to Stream On. I am Hollis. With me is Eila. Hello, Eila.
Hello there. I'm so excited this week.
I'm excited too. In general, I'm excited because it's never too soon to get excited about Halloween, and Halloween is coming.
Is that the best? The movies make Halloween for me. I don't care about the candy or anything else.
Yeah.
The marathon.
and and before we jump into this week's movie, which is a 70s movie, I have been excited about how many great modern horror movies there have been over the last year or two.
I told you last time, all I hear is the most amazing stuff about this movie, Weapons. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, that'll be good. Maybe that'll be a future episode. But we are going back in time to one of our favorite movies, one of our favorite eras of movies in general, but also horror, to bring you 1973's The Exorcist.
Oh, it's scary.
Very scary. You can find it on Amazon. You can find it on Apple TV. You can find it on Fandango. I guess that's a thing now. They have a streaming service.
Fandango at home. I tried to find Weapons on there, but you have to wait. I thought, oh, that must mean that you can see movies right away, but you can't.
I know. Nowadays, they even do this thing where they'll put up like even before a trailer, just a picture of it. And you'll have a thing that's a button that says remind me.
Yeah.
How soon are you coming at me with something that you don't even have enough to make a trailer of yet?
Right. But then I get mad because I get excited when I see that little square and then I
Yeah.
can't watch it.
Yeah, it's true. Going back, I've loved so many horror movies lately. There's Long Legs, It Follows, The Drop, Barbarian, which I only saw
Very-
2 days ago.
What? Isn't that
I-
great?
It's talking about some real shit too, which I
know.
appreciate.
And it's like two movies. It completely changes in tone halfway through.
Totally. And it's episodic too. And I wanted a whole movie about that serial killer dude.
Oh, I know.
Once we met him, and I love the whole Reagan-esque. They show you the neighborhood, and it's like
Yes.
red, white, and blue picket fence kind of America.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh, it's so good. Okay, let's get back to the grimy, gritty 70s and The Exorcist, directed by my man Billy Friedkin, who I love.
Okay.
I love him so much. I have books about him, like
Wow.
Hurricane Billy. I have his biography, The Friedkin Connection. I have the novel for The French Connection, the first edition,
You have all your books ready. What else? What else?
and a first edition of The Exorcist by Blatty.
Amazing. Well, now Friedkin was pretty colorful on this set for sure.
Absolutely. There are stories about him, everything from abusing Ellen Burstyn to get the shot he wants, to kind of talking very explicitly with little Linda Blair to get the shot he wants.
So punching a priest in the face to get the shot he wants.
Yeah. Hey, it's all there on the celluloid. It all worked.
But he freely admits to doing all this, of shooting guns off on the set.
I'll tell you something. I've always respected him owning who he was at the time and not sugarcoating it and not like bullshitting and being like, well, she over.
Right.
No, that was me. I did that. But look at the movie.
It's pretty crazy stuff. I mean, I don't think he could get away with it now.
No, nor should he.
For a lot of, I mean, almost all of it, except the actual directing.
Yeah. In general, before we go micro on The Exorcist, what are your feelings on William Friedkin and his work?
I don't know how much of his work I've seen. So, I mean, obviously, I love The Exorcist.
Mm-hmm.
French Connection is him.
French Connection is him.
Yeah, so that's great, but it's not as much my kind of movie as this. What else? Tell me what else.
Well, he did the film version of Bug.
Oh, okay, that was
Michael
late.
Shannon. Yeah, later he did Gia Karanja, that movie with Angelina Jolie. Like he had a renaissance like later on.
Yeah.
But anyway, back in the 70s, he kind of imploded. He did
that was his era.
A 1-2 punch that destroyed his career, which I love guys like this, which was Sorcerer.
I hear that's good, though. People say it's Good.
I love it. I
Okay.
have the Blu-ray of it. It was Roy Scheider. It's a remake of Wages of Fear, this French film. And he did one of my favorite movies, Cruising with Al Pacino.
I love cruising.
Absolutely
That's
love,
so much fun.
adore. One of my best friends, Jeff, he did a cruising using Ken dolls. And he uses the actual audio.
I
So
mean, what other movie
that's
can you get like the whole back pocket handkerchief lore explain?
fantastic. Yeah, yeah, with Powers Booth in his second best role after
Yeah.
after Jim Jones.
And Al Pacino dancing.
Al
Doesn't get
Pacino dancing on amyl nitrate poppers.
better. Come on.
That is, and you can set that scene to so many different songs to
Funny.
comedic effect. Yeah, so I love it. But anyway, back to The Exorcist. I mean, I wanted to come at it from a couple of different angles. So you watched it straight up. I watched it in the quote unquote version you've never seen.
I think that's what I watched yesterday. I mean, I've seen the original a zillion times, so I watched
Brilliant.
the other version. I don't know that there was much difference. Do you think there's a lot of difference?
There are a few differences, some not so big and some somewhat big.
What's different?
The opening, first of all, in the one we've seen a million times, do we just open in the Middle East?
Yes.
Okay, good. Because here, in the one that we haven't seen a million times, there's this great opening of DC or Georgetown and the apartment. And we see Regan's window and the light goes out. And then we see a statue of the Virgin at the church. And then we cut to the Middle East.
Okay.
So it sets up exactly where the possession will take place, all of the bad things, the desecration of the church and the possession of little Reagan.
Okay. So, how do you feel about the whole first part of the movie? Because I know a lot of people think that it's not necessary to have it.
I know it sounds like I'm making it up for this podcast. I always felt it was like, why are we here? What is the point? I think for the first time, I actually got it,
Mhm.
where Father Merrin is in the desert and he unearths the little stone head talisman of this demon, Pazuzu. I looked him up and he's the king of the demons of the wind, supposedly.
Oh, it's a real thing, real lore
Well, a real
anyway.
thing, I think that, Blatty combined a couple of demons or something. But then an ill wind begins blowing when he finds him. And like Merrin is noticeably different from that point on. He's like almost keeling over in the cafe. He's like despondent. He's weird. And you get the impression he's seeing the world differently. He like sees all these people. And only now I see that like the Arab worker that he sees with the like one white eye or
Oh, my
whatever.
favorite guy, the cloudy eye.
Yeah. And then he sees like the old woman in the kind of wagon that goes by on horseback. These are all premonitions he's getting. The clock stops.
Mhm.
Like he's getting all these premonitions that this battle that he once fought against Pazuzu he's back again. His old nemesis is back again.
Okay, so huge question. Where does Pazuzu come from? Because they never say it in the movie.
No, he's a Mesopotamia kind of like demon head or something that he takes possession of people. He creates havoc. It's something like that. But I think William Peter Blatty, when he was in college in like Harvard or somewhere, he, among other things, studied demonology.
Oh, I see.
And I think he was fascinated by not just this possession case from like 1949, but he was fascinated by demons in general and demonology. And I think he might have combined a couple of demons to create Pazuzu, or Pazuzu could have been a lesser kind of god that he raised up in this one thing, but it works.
I feel like William Friedkin was the Pazuzu of this set.
Yeah, he took possession of everybody.
And created a lot of chaos.
Yeah, that was his style.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Well, it was the 70s. Have you ever seen this in a theater? I have not.
I saw it in a theater once, I think at Film Forum.
Did it
which,
enhance the experience?
yeah, for people that don't know, Film Forum here in New York is a smaller revival house that is kind of obsessive about these things. And I think I saw it either as a Friedkin film festival or a 70s film festival. Yeah, seeing it with an audience, somehow it gets scarier.
I would think 100%.
Yeah.
Because I don't find it scary now. As a
No.
kid, I did, but I don't really get scared by movies much
Well,
now.
our sensibilities have been dulled as modern audiences, I think.
And the real world has a lot more scary things in it than these movies.
Ain't that the truth? Yeah, I mean, horror movies now at best are a sort of roller coaster where you know you're
Yeah.
safe at the beginning and the end, and it's just kind of, they're fake scares in between. But yeah, the world is a lot more scary now.
And jump scares don't count as making something a scary movie. A jump scare is just being startled.
Yes, it's true.
There's nothing clever about that. Although I
Yeah,
do love it at the end of Friday the 13th.
right. Oh,
Scary. Yeah.
that still is one of the best ever.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, Father Merrin, played by Max von Sydow, who seems much younger years after this, and Hannah and her sisters and stuff. Like he's playing older.
He's playing 30 years older than he was. He was like 40 something.
Yeah, but you buy that this is a vulnerable, feeble guy, and he takes his little heart pills, his like
Yeah.
nitroglycerin pills.
Right.
Um, and I only got that all of these things were premonitions about the fight to come when he says to the person he's saying goodbye to in the Middle East, "There is something I must do." And I'm like, this motherfucker he found something in the desert. Nobody sent him a telegram.
He knew. He knew he was going to be on the poster for this movie.
Yeah. Oh, one of the most iconic shots
I know.
in all of cinema.
It's so good, really.
By the way, do you know who drops him off at the house in that cab?
No.
Billy Friedkin.
Look at that.
He plays the cabbie.
I love that.
Yeah.
So where to start? Is it odd that I thought that Max von Sydow was kind of hot as Marin? With that?
I think you and I should do a separate episode where we just talk about that for you.
Maybe I need a little help. But he had these blue eyes. I don't know. All right.
Hey, he was the guy in all of those great
the Bergman's movies.
all of the master Swedish genius movies. So yeah, no, it's not crazy. And in black and white, you don't get those baby blues.
See? This was an added plus. So in college, I took a class called Bergman's Films, and every single week, every student was asleep the entire movie. You would just look around and everyone was knocked out.
Wow.
Yeah, I think they don't translate well to college students.
I'll do you one better. I saw an intro to film class, I think, which is where they showed Wild Strawberries.
Oh, yeah.
And like, it always seems to me that they show the wrong Bergman films.
Mm-hmm.
The Last House on the Left is based on a Bergman film.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Well, I had no idea.
Yeah. And I mean, there are things that appeal to modern audiences in Bergman films, but they always choose the wrong ones, I think.
Ones that many people won't like.
Yeah. And I mean, just so that you folks know, Eila and I went to Queens College, which is the Harvard of the CUNY system. And it offered all kinds of wonderful courses like the one Eila took. Yeah, humble brag, bringing that back. So are we assuming that the possession of Reagan, played by Linda Blair, came in through the open window while she was sleeping?
Never even occurred to me.
Okay. Because the church near their house is where the desecration of the idol took place.
Okay. So you think it sort of like slipped out through the church?
I don't know. I wonder why. I think the beauty of it is that it's chosen at random, this little girl.
Right,
and
like where?
Yeah, I don't know where. And I think when they're doing the exorcism, Marin and Karis, the two Jesuit priests who are doing it, are kind of like Karis is like, why this girl? Why this whatever? And I think it's Father Marin who says it's meant to make us feel that way. Like it's meant to bring us down, to make us feel like animals, like we're helpless and it's brutal. And
The most innocent too.
Yeah. I don't know why, Reagan, but like, if you don't get Linda Blair for this, she is the list. Who do you get?
Well, I know Anissa Jones, Buffy from Family Affair, was up for it.
Oh, now I want to see that.
And I think maybe Eve Plum too, maybe. I
Oh
have
God, I love Eve Plum. That would have
to
been
imagine.
great.
I know.
Wow. Yeah, supposedly they looked at hundreds of girls,
Exactly.
and he was saying that she was the only one who, in the interview, seemed very adult at her young age.
Yeah, he was inappropriate with her at her interview.
Yeah. Well, he just asked, like, things in the script. He's like, "Do you know what that means?" And she was like, "Oh, it means like jagging off or something."
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know. We don't know if she even knew what that meant, but she was 12, right? So she probably,
yeah, she gave a great interview.
and she seemed like a real kid. She didn't seem like an actor,
Right.
which is
Right.
a plus.
Yeah.
She held her own with Ellen Burstyn.
No small feat, even when
Yeah,
you're an adult.
right.
I want to mention the log line for the film because I saw it on Netflix or something, and it made me smile. Jesuits try to rescue a possessed girl.
That's it.
That's it.
Well, that's pretty much what happened.
I know there's a bunch of like Gen Z people who are like Googling what is a Jesuit,
Yeah,
but like it's simple, but it says it. Like I was surprised at how succinct it could be.
right. But it fails to mention how much fun the demon is in this movie.
It really is.
Up for a party.
Yeah. I mean, there's two characters acting really. There's Linda Blair doing a great job as young Reagan. And
Right.
then there may be three. Then there's Linda Blair playing the possession coming on and the possession coming and going. And then there's just full on the possession,
Right.
voiced by Mercedes McCambridge, this old timey actress
Yeah.
who is in All the President's Men, the
Oh, the
great
Kingsman.
All the King's Men, the great Broderick Crawford film.
Yeah. Right.
By the way, do you know about her personal life, Mercedes
do.
McCambridge?
I do. She kind of went off the wagon to do this movie.
Yeah. And also her son. I don't know if you know about her
No, I
tragedy.
know.
Oh my God. Her son was like some investment guy or something. And he like forged all these documents in his mother's name to like siphon off all this money from the company, this brokerage house he was at. And then it all became public. And he was like, "Mom, help me work through this." And she was like, "You're a liar, you're a fraud, you're a this." And he ended up killing his entire family, killing himself, and then leaving a note blaming his mother.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And the last line of the note was, you said we could work it out, but you were a liar. You called me a bum. Well, now this is all on your hands. And then he ended at Night Mother. And she was in the play Night
Right.
Mother.
Oh, wow. He was dramatic.
Yeah. So this is the horror within the horror movie.
See, that's what I mean about real life being so much worse than this.
So much worse. Yeah.
From, obviously we're not in the theater. We weren't
No.
back then. But so, we always hear that people were fainting and vomiting, but it wasn't from the horror. It was from the medical stuff that was in the movie, which is very accurate.
Absolutely. It's very accurate. And that's what Billy Friedkin does. If I had to bring it down to one thing, it's the reason why at points when you're watching any William Friedkin film, you could almost believe you're watching a documentary.
Yeah.
Because that's where he started, was in more documentary style stuff. By the way,
Yeah.
I'm going to go deep.
Yeah.
You mentioned the attendant
Oh.
in the Spinal Tap stuff and in the kind of hematologist stuff.
This is good.
You know all about this guy, right? Paul Bateson?
Yeah, I do. But
AKA Johnny Johnson. He's a radiological technician. He murdered a journalist, Addison Verrill. He was also linked, possibly, to the serial killings of gay men in NYC, which the NYPD referred to as the bag murders, aka the Cuppy murders, circumstances unknown pending police investigation, which acted as a germ of inspiration for Billy Friedkin's later film, Cruising.
Amazing, right? I know.
Amazing.
Now, was he killing during the making of this movie, or did that come later? I don't know.
Well, the book Cruising was based in the 60s, but Billy mixed that with the Cuppy murders, which happened concurrent with The Exorcist. So yes, the thought is he was doing the bag murders while this was happening.
Oh my gosh. And then Friedkin visited him in prison too.
He did, and that's where he got more of admission of guilt in those later murders. He's real interesting looking in the film, but also there's a point, he's talking very sweetly to Reagan or to Linda Blair, and he's like tying her down and things. And then you see his watch, and his watch is like encased in leather. And I just love it because it's almost like something he would wear at the leather bars at which he frequented and his victim frequented.
Oh, it's like a little
Easter egg. I love it. I love it. I mean, it's terrible. God bless those people that had to go through it. But
everyone knows. We don't advocate that, but
no.
How often do you get a serial killer in a movie?
It's fantastic. Speaking of Reagan and all the things they put her through, at first, her very first diagnosis, it's like an insight into how they dealt with 70s children. They just put her on Ritalin.
Right. It's easy. Well, first of all, they don't even believe the mother.
Oh, is this one of the first don't believe the woman? No, that was a thing in the 40s and 30s.
Yeah, but that's what this is. I mean, it's one of the first that I remember.
Yeah, it is. From our childhood, for sure. It's like, don't believe the woman. It's something else.
These very generic doctors, they have no personalities even. And she's tough. I mean, Chris McNeil is not even the nicest woman. She's screaming at her staff at home.
Yeah.
She's on the film set.
Well, she's an A-type personality. She's a famous actress, and she's based on Shirley MacLaine.
Right. Not necessarily these characteristics, but
no, but Blatty lived next to Shirley MacLaine back in the day. And so some of her dialogue, even he heard her over say at like cocktail parties and stuff. So
fun. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Chris even doesn't believe her daughter at first.
Well, and she
would. It's great. When you're a kid, no one believes you.
Yeah.
And she hears rustling in the attic and thinks it's rats, but like Pazuzu is like scampering around the attic. What is that shit?
Right. And what's the guy's name who works for her? Who said it's rats?
Carl.
Carl, right.
Yeah.
Carl no one takes her seriously.
That's true. No one takes her seriously.
I love when Carl says, "I'll go now." And she says, "Don't go now. I love both things.
Oh, so good.
I know.
Yeah, we could just talk about one part of the movie for the whole hour that we're talking, but like we get an insight into being a famous actress on location in the 70s. She's rented her house. She has her staff. She's on the set. We see her in the trailer that they have for her, and it's got the name of the Warner Brothers production Crash Course on it. We see the director, Burke Dennings, played by Jack McGowan.
Wow, this guy.
Fantastic in this. At one point, Jack McGowan is chatting with someone on set, and it's William Peter Blatty, a little cameo. Yeah, so we get to see what it's like. We see behind the scenes. We see the crowd watching the film.
They're like whispering something to each other, and the crowd erupts in laughter.
Yeah, like they can hear every word. It's so staged.
Father Karras is so delighted by everything that's happening on this set. He loves it.
So great. And we see even what it's like when an actress throws her like cocktail parties while she's making a film.
This is so pretty. I mean, it's the motliest crew.
It really is. At one point, there's we get the impression one of the guys talking is an astronaut who's in town.
He's about to go into space.
He's about to go into space. And there's a gorgeous brunette woman on the couch I'm in love with, clad in black. It's the model, Donna Mitchell.
Oh, really?
Who has aged beautifully. She's still gorgeous. She dated Jim Morrison back in the day, a few years earlier for a little bit while he was on the outs with Pam. But it's just this great conglomeration of people. You buy it.
A piano playing wannabe cabaret star priest who is a real priest in life, but he got
Yes,
into some trouble in real life too.
he did. As the movie Spotlight so beautifully handled, more priests get in trouble than you know.
Yeah, a lot more.
A lot more. But this is from the salad days when we knew him only as, an outrageously secular seeming priest.
Very gay seeming priest.
Yeah, yeah.
But, okay. Why be a priest then? But okay. Yeah, seems.
Yeah, I don't want this to turn into a priest episode, but it's so good.
I know. I know. And so why him? Why do you think Friedkin used a real priest and not an actor for that role?
I think whenever you talk to directors, or at least the cream of the crop of directors, and you ask them, what do you want in your films? What's the most important thing? I think they always say some version of truth or reality. And I think a lot of them, through the course of things, they look for experts and they go to talk and do their research. And half of the time when they do their research, they come across somebody, or maybe very rarely when they do their research, they come across someone that they're just like, why don't I just use this guy? And I think this might have been one of those cases.
He was good.
He was
He didn't
really
stand
good.
out as not being an actor.
Yeah. And I mean, people talk about the ending scene, people talk about the party scene. To me, his best scene in the whole movie is when he drops in to see Father Karras at his little room, and he's drunk off his ass and he's crying about his mother, and he kind of puts him in bed and gets drunk with him. And that is such a sweet little scene.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about Father Karras.
Mm.
Jason Miller, who was not an actor, again, another non-actor, is a playwright. He wrote
Playwright.
Championship Season.
Yeah.
Um, I think he's great in this. Father Karras is such an interesting character because he's really disillusioned with the church. He's about to leave, and then he gets sort of pulled into this.
Yeah, he's suffering from a crisis of faith. That would later become a trope in films. I don't know if this started that kind of like priest who's conflicted thing, but even in Amityville Horror, they give that inner conflict to Rod Steiger, who is another guy torn between his faith and his psychology degree.
Right. Richard Chamberlain was very torn in the Thornbirds.
In the Thornbirds, yeah.
So Karras has this mother who I think she must have been like 60 when he was born, because I mean, how old does this woman look? Oh my God, could they have been an old?
It's a change of life, baby, to be sure, if it happened.
Change of life. It's like life, baby. So anyway, his mother, who's 320, has to be put into a nursing home, I guess. But it looks like a state psychiatric center. I don't really understand where she is.
Yeah, it's definitely the kind of place they put you when there's no money to put you anywhere nice.
And there's like free roaming patients that are like glomming onto him when he goes to visit her.
Well, when you show up looking like a priest at a place like that.
Oh, right. They're desperate.
Yeah.
And then so she dies soon after, and he has tremendous guilt over that.
Yeah. He visits her in New York.
Or she's home in her apartment.
She's home. That's where he visits her. He takes trains, I imagine a great deal of trains, to get from DC to New York to take care of his mother. He
jumping and dancing on cars.
Yeah, the kids. Oh, playing on abandoned cars used to be a thing in the 70s.
It did?
It's in a lot of movies. Yeah, in the bad old days of New York when the burnout buildings and stuff.
Is that always like the same scene where they had a garbage pail with a fire coming out?
Fire, exactly. Where Frank Stallone is singing Take It Back somewhere near it.
And Leroy from Fame is trying to read.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's got that guilt, and it's brutal. It is brutal. I know that because I'm dealing with stuff like that now. And just when your parents decline and you just feel that helpless. And this is a priest. This is somebody who people come to for answers with stuff like this.
And it's his job to help people.
It's his job. He's like the psychological analyst for priests. And when Reagan's mom Chris, is passing the church. She overhears a small snippet of dialogue. He's talking to another priest, trying to reassure him. And he says, "You don't think I feel like a fraud half the time? It's something we all go through." And she's like taken aback with it. And she remembers him and asks about him at the party to Father Dyer. But like, I can't imagine what that's like. I mean, I'm a former altar boy.
Oh, wow.
So
We're bragging.
I went to a Catholic grammar school from first grade through eighth. I've dealt with this crisis of faith, and I've come out the other side.
Right.
I'm living the life that Father Karras should have.
Right, all the better for
I
it.
am not a priest, but it's brutal when, for example, the dream he has.
Mm-hmm.
This is my second favorite dream in films outside of the Rosemary's Baby dreams.
Wow.
Those dream sequences are gorgeously surrealistic, yet realistic. And this one, like his poor mother, he sees her coming up from the subway stairs in the middle of the city, and he's like almost a block away, and he's screaming to her. He can't get closer, and he's trying to. That is so real, and it says it without saying it.
Right. It is. It's like something we all have, like in a dream, just this inability to do something that you need to do.
Yes.
It's universal, so you get it right away.
And it's locked into his subconscious to the point where when Pazuzu wants to fuck with him, it brings up her voice. And it's like, Dimmy, why you do to me? Dimmy, why you put me that place? Like, horrible.
The guilt. His mother was a little annoying, though, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I wanted her gone long before that.
Wasn't the worst thing when she was out of the movie.
No, it's true.
And what about the guy in the subway? The altar boy?
Hey, Father, can you help an old altar boy? Brutal.
So that's sort of the way Pazuzu proves that he's the real deal, because he does that voice right away.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Father Karras' attention.
Yeah, Father Karras tapes it, and only in the playback for someone, he's like, what language is this? He's like, it's English, but it's backwards. And so we see that it's speaking backwards. It's speaking in different tongues.
I feel like that was a thing in the 70s, people playing albums backwards and this.
Yeah, you're right.
The whole backwards thing. That seems pointless.
Pazuzu is really Paul McCartney. I think that's
Paul
died and Pazuzu took its place. I was really pissed off at Father Karras, like during the actual investigation of Reagan, because he's asking these questions, and that's fine. You get certain answers, and but then he sprinkles with holy water, and then later it's like, well, it wasn't really holy water. And I'm like, hey, asshole, use real holy water, find out something.
I know. I don't even see. I was thinking about that a lot, actually. I'm glad you brought it up. Why even do it? And why did it work then? So
I think he's using tap water, thinking that if she's faking, she'll react like it's real tap water. But
why did she react? Because we know it's the real deal.
Yeah.
For her, being possessed.
I think she reacted because it's suggestion.
The placebo effect?
Yeah, I think Pazuzu fell for the placebo effect, the Pazuzu effect. It's
such an odd thing to put in the movie, I feel like. I wonder what that thought is. Like, why? And you're right. What's the point?
What's the point? And if you're going to do that, why do it? Because he was skeptical.
Well, he said you'll have to go back in a time machine.
Yeah.
Things we haven't done in for years. Again, someone not taking her seriously, but he does change his tune pretty fast.
He does. And then when he's in the room and he's helping Father Merrin, he's like the worst assistant ever.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, he's not good. He gets caught up. Yeah. He gets
totally
very
caught up.
Yeah. Father Merrin, he knows what to do. He almost didn't need Father Karras, but I think he knew he wasn't going to be able to finish the job.
Yeah. He's a badass, but he's way too old for this. Like, I'm shocked they didn't give him a line like, I'm too old for this shit. Like,
because it's too good a movie. Any other movie.
It's too good a movie. Any other movie would do that.
But I wonder why he needed to be the age that he was, because he needed to be weak.
I think they needed him vulnerable. So they gave him the heart condition, and that wasn't enough. They made him older.
He was great, and I think he's great casting, but I wonder why not cast someone of the age, like, I don't know, like a Laurence Olivier or somebody like that.
Well, I think that's still too old. I think if they did it today, forget about it. It would be, I mean, it would be shitty. It would be a Ryan Reynolds movie, but it would be someone who was like 40 at
Like
the
Matthew
oldest.
McConaughey would do it probably.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
It would be somebody with sex appeal.
Yeah, which is
You
so
know, they used to cast with an eye towards believability.
right, exactly, and that's all out the window. I hate watching something and everyone looks like all they do is go to the gym, and, I've said it a million times, it's so boring to me.
It's true.
They're
I
supposed
mean,
to reflect us, and they're not.
it should. It should exist in the world you're in and ground it. Otherwise, why is it scary? Why is it realistic? Speaking of which, another person that would have been recast and would have been like Pablo Pascal is Detective Kinderman.
Oh, yeah.
You
Lee J.
know,
Cobb,
big,
he's
big
great.
old Lee J. Cobb, who is great, who is
So good
fantastic
at
in
this.
this.
He lies a
And he lies a lot, but also his name, even he's got Kinder in it, which is German for children.
lot.
And even there are little things like that. And then when he's talking to Ellen Burstyn's character, he says he's a fan. He gets an autograph. And he says, that film you made, Angel, I saw that a million times. So they get the word angel in there, that this is the type of person she plays. Maybe that's part of the possession, that I want to take down the woman who played this. Like, I don't know what, but there are little things in it that are just perfect.
And there is a lot of staircases. So it's a lot of going upstairs and downstairs. So which direction
Yeah,
are you going? Are you going up or down?
it's right. And two things that I thought of when you said that. One, the stairs outside is the murder weapon, not once, but twice.
Yes, right.
And another thing about the stairs, we were talking about the version you've never seen in this cut. At one point, Linda Blair, Reagan, comes down the stairs backwards on her hands and feet,
Right.
upside down with blood coming out of her mouth, which is in addition to the film that I love. There's another part of it too that's almost a couple of subliminal cuts. One is the face of like Pazuzu, which is played by an actress.
The stunt woman, Eileen Dietz, is that who she is?
Eileen Dietz. She's not the stunt double. That's Ann Miles, who does the stairs spider walk.
And what was she, the stand-in?
Eileen Dietz was just the face of Pazuzu, that weird demon face.
I think she might have also been a stand-in, though, for Linda.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, she was around. Like, she doesn't just come to do that. She was around for some reason. I don't.
Oh, good. Okay, cool.
I'm sure most of the people listening will know.
Yeah, probably. And and also there's just a subliminal cut a couple of times of the face of the talisman, the head that Max von Sydow's character unearths in the desert, the head of the statue.
I was watching a little clip of William Friedkin, and he said there's one of those little subliminal shots of Karis's mother also.
Oh, nice. Nice. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had fun with it when he worked on the recut. You can tell.
Do you think the mother is supposed to be like the angel character? Sort of she's sort of sacrificed, like a Jesus kind of figure.
Who, like Chris?
No, Karis's mother.
Oh.
Because, like that little angel devil on the shoulders thing.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. She didn't seem all that angelic. She was kind of a bitch in the hospital. If anything, I draw a parallel between her and the ancient woman in the wagon that passed by Marin while he was in the Middle East.
That judgy look on her face.
Yeah. I don't know what. It's wild because we can keep talking about this movie specifically, and we can keep talking about it in the abstract and draw all these parallels.
I mean,
it's
there's
like
so much. Yeah.
It's so rich.
Now, one thing that kind of bothers me at the end, Linda Blair, Reagan, is back to normal. She doesn't remember anything, which, okay, I'll buy. But how she doesn't have severe, just, I guess, disfigurement in the genital area is beyond me.
Yeah, well, she may. But they show that she's got, I guess because time has passed, she has kind of scars on her face that look to be fading and give us the impression she won't have any long-term damage. But you're right, south of the border,
She did some real damage down there. Wow.
yeah.
I mean, that would have been a hospital stay. You don't stay in that bed.
I tell you something, in the long run, I think
Yes.
she has a better chance recovering from that physically than Chris McNeil has recovering psychologically from having her face shoved in that
Yeah.
during
Oh,
the Eat Me segment.
yeah, that's pretty. Well, listen, Pazuzu is a wild guy. He likes to have a
Oh
good
my
time
God.
this
We
way.
know how he gets down.
Who knew the devil was so sexual?
Yeah.
They knew
Well,
on South Park.
yeah. Oh God. Well, that's one of the things that has Kara skeptical is that Pazuzu says they're the devil and not just a demon. But of course, it's as Marin later says, he's a liar. He tells you what you want to hear, and then he tells you what you don't want to hear, and then he mixes fact and fiction. So that all tracks. Like it's so everything works in this film.
Right. Yeah.
There's one point, and this is really handled well in the book, and it's what Blatty started with because he felt like the best part of Rosemary's Baby by my beloved Ira Levin was where you're not sure if it's all really happening or if it's in her head.
Well, she
And
says, this isn't a dream. This is really happening."
right. But he had a problem with the ending. So he set out to write a book where it keeps you guessing throughout the whole thing. And is it happening? Is it not? And the one point where it crosses over, and it's not like, hey, maybe there are rats in the,
Yeah.
is the bed violently moving up and down. That's the first time where Reagan's mom is like, okay, Ritalin can't help this.
Right. And, what would make the bed do that?
Right.
I've never seen that before.
No. And no one, audiences haven't seen it before. Like we're so jaded now.
That's the thing. Imagine you could only see this in the theater back then. Imagine going there and seeing all of this for the first time. We can't even imagine what that was like.
You can't imagine. It's before Satanic Panic. This is the demon seed that sets all of that to explode in the 80s, you know?
It's like this movie and Psycho are the two you hear about that were so shocking to people in theaters that we can never really understand.
Shocking. The bed moving up and down, Reagan actually levitating during the exorcism, like
Spinning around.
the head spinning around, the pea soup projectile vomit, the room being like a frozen tundra, all because of the cold coming out of Pazuzu's kind of being, like just masterful.
Yeah.
And the set work where they wrap the bed in cushioning because she was being swung around so much.
And even still, she was really severely injured, Linda Blair.
Yeah. Oh,
That's too bad that they didn't take better care of her. That wouldn't happen now, you would think.
yeah.
And Ellen
But
too. They did not respect her boundaries. And there was one scene where she's being pulled. Chris gets pulled back, and
yeah.
they're actually pulling her. You can't see it, and they went harder than she allowed them to, and she got hurt. And
on Friedkin's orders, they went harder than they should have. Yeah.
not really cool.
Yeah, it was tough on Ellen Burstyn and also on Linda Blair. But I think this movie prepared Linda Blair perfectly for later dating Rick James. So there's that.
What Linda Blair? Rick Springfield dated her when she was 15, and he was
Oof.
15.
Ooh.
I know, boy.
Don't talk to strangers. Baby, don't you talk.
So, did you see the recent Exorcist that Ellen Burstyn was in with Leslie Odom Jr. and the two little girls?
I did not. I want the okay from you. I want the stamp of approval from you.
It's not especially good, but you have to watch it.
Okay. Are there enough tie-ins and callbacks, and do they give Linda Blair enough Reagan stuff to do to warrant seeing it?
Well,
or enjoying it?
I want to be very careful how I answer this. I won't spoil it for you. What do you mean? Do they Reagan?
I want a lot of screen time, and I want like a good
Reagan
story
is
for her.
Character in it.
She's not.
No, not really.
All right, I'm deducting 1 star. Keep going.
That's it. But it is worth seeing for the very last scene. That's all.
Okay.
So yes, you have to kind of sit through it. It's not the worst, but it's not good. Unfortunately, I wanted it to
Mm,
be good. And you get Ellen Burstyn playing Chris.
that's good. So wait a minute. She gets to play Chris, but Linda doesn't get to play Reagan?
Reagan has put herself sort of in hiding, not really hiding, but she doesn't want to deal with any of this.
Like Nev Campbell after the first Scream movie?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, she's kind of disappeared.
Oh my God.
What's your favorite scene of the movie?
Let me look over my notes here. I'm sure I must have said there's a favorite scene.
I ask you, and
Um,
I have to think myself, what's my favorite scene? I'm not even sure that I know.
oh, okay, good. I thought you had one ready.
No, I don't.
Not the Spinal Tap scene.
No, no, that's my least favorite, but I can handle it, which is,
Yeah.
although if I were seeing it in the theater, that would be worse for me. At home, relaxed, it's not such a big deal, but I don't love medical stuff, so
Right.
I mean, obviously the whole scene with Marin and Karis is great. You know, at the end, the big scene,
The big scene.
Tower of Christ, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think this is going to sound weird, but I think they're minor scenes. It might either be the first time Chris and Karis have a talk. There's such a sweet kind. He's very gentle with her, or it might be Kinderman and Karis.
Hinderman is trying to date him. He wants to take him to the movie.
Yeah, well, he does that with both of the priests.
That's true. That's true. He just wants a movie buddy. He's so desperate.
Yeah, he's lonely.
He gets free pass.
But yeah, I think it might be it might be that Chris and Karis just having that talk where she gets him to come to him.
I think mine is when it's Karis and Linda Blair and the mother's voice comes up. I think I like that.
Ooh, yeah, no, that could be like the real money shot of the movie. That could be this is going somewhere even stronger. Yeah, that's the tipping point probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good scene. Ooh, so much. Did you ever see the Saturday Night Live in the 70s when Richard Pryor hosted and they do an Exorcist sketch?
I don't think I did.
It's great. I
Really?
think you should search it out because it's like,
Okay.
you know how Pazuzu keeps fucking with Father Karras?
Mhm.
He does that, except the Richard Pryor character keeps choking out the girl.
Who plays Reagan? Is it Gilda?
I don't remember. It might be Lorraine Newman.
Oh, okay.
She usually did like more of the horror stuff. But I love the Casablanca like ending where it's, you know, Father Dyer. I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship where the two walk off to have lunch ostensibly. Like it's such a weird, like we're left with a great feeling. You know, Reagan goes off and she's fine. The priest and the guy go off and like Georgetown is going to keep doing what Georgetown does. And yet we're left focusing on an empty street and Mike Oldfield's Tubular Bells, which was everywhere after the movie, starts playing.
Yeah.
I believe letting you know that, yeah, this particular battle's over, but the evil keeps going.
Right. And the heretic, that's coming.
Oh God, the heretic.
That was bad.
Yeah. I could listen to Richard Burton say the word Pazuzu over and over and over. And I have to during that film.
So did you watch the Gina Davis Exorcist TV series?
No, I have not entered into the entire Exorcist world at large. Like I get the impression you have.
I like to see them, but I only consider this one movie to be the real Exorcist, and
Absolutely.
just, you know, trying. But
everything else is Exorcist, the search for more cash.
Exactly. So Gina Davis plays a grown-up Reagan with her own family.
Oh, I love that.
Her daughter gets possessed.
Ooh. What year is that?
Not that long ago, maybe 10 years ago.
Oh my God. Yeah, I'll see that.
And I think it was on network television, maybe not. but
Okay.
it's okay. Definitely worth watching just because,
That's
it's
cool.
The Exorcist. But so,
No, I love it.
which movie do you like more, The Exorcist or Rosemary's Baby?
Rosemary's Baby.
Rosemary's Baby, I love. My favorite
Yeah.
line, not fair to Saperstein.
Yeah. Oh God, we got to pay him. We got to pay Saperstein. It's not going to do it.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Rosemary's Baby is amazing. I love both of them. I don't know which one I like more. I,
Rosemary's Baby actually is in my top 10 films of all time.
but we're going to have to do that because I love it so
I
much.
absolutely adore it. Well, Halloween's coming.
Yes.
I
Why do you think we like these 70s movies so much? Because you and I, that's just, we love it.
think it was a rare moment in time where the reins came off the directors, the control was lost, and directors got to do their thing. And then later, the control came back in.
Is that because the studio system had just been sort of?
Yeah, I think the studio system was dying out, and then they saw what Easy Rider did, and they were like, "We need to hire some of these young directors," and they didn't know what they were doing or why, so they let them do their thing, hoping they would hit pay dirt, and a lot of them did, and so they let them.
Nice.
Yeah, but then by the '80s, they were like, "Okay, we know what this formula is," and the control got taken away again, except for those people who established themselves in the '70s, like Scorsese and Robert Altman and people who did it. So yeah, it's just this beautiful time for the freedom for directors and writers.
I mean, could you make Deliverance today? Never. Never.
They do. They just do them as straight up genre horror movies. That's what Wrong Turn is. That's what so many of these films are. But no, it wouldn't have the kind of like, born of a novel kind of reality to it.
Well, what haven't we covered? Is there anything we haven't said about The Exorcist?
I don't know. In watching it this time, I was taken aback by just how perfectly everything is either set up or foreshadowed. Like the voices on the tape of Reagan, she name checks Marin. And I wouldn't even know it if I didn't have the subtitles on because I don't want to miss anything.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, fear the priest, Marin, fear the priest, Marin. Like, I was like, holy shit. And I never caught that before. And that's the hallmark, in my estimation, of a really rich movie.
Yeah. Why was Burke in Reagan's room, by the way?
If the girl who left is to be believed, she had to leave to get the medicine, and there was no one else there. And so she asked,
in the room, in her bedroom.
Probably not. But
I think in the novel, maybe there was like some hint towards Burke being inappropriate with Reagan, I think.
I wouldn't be surprised. He's my least favorite character.
I think we're not supposed to like him.
Yeah, he's the one who he makes life horrible for Carl at the party, following him around, calling him a Nazi.
They have a fist fight.
Yeah, Carl goes to, well, I don't know what kind of fight it is. He goes to choke him.
Huh.
And if you notice, Burke doesn't even raise his hands. He just keeps screaming. I think Burke had a death wish.
Oh, you think? Maybe.
I think there's something there. That's why he gets pissed, roaring drunk. It's why he alienates himself from people. It's why he goes up there. He's a very hateful character. He may have been easily possessed by Pazuzu because he's the most evil of anyone else in the movie. I'm just throwing that out there.
I like it. I'm catching it.
I love it. I love that you're catching what I'm throwing down.
Yeah, Burke isn't a great character, but I don't really know why we need him. The person that I feel the most sympathy for in this movie is Kitty Wynn, because I'm sure possession was not in the job description of being Ellen Burstyn's assistant. She got really a raw deal.
She is getting perhaps the best recommendation letter of any assistant ever. It says here in your resume, you ended up fighting evil. Can you expand on that?
Special skills, holding down possessed children.
Oh, yeah. the blank part on the resume where she had to go and chill out at an asylum for a couple of months to get her
Right.
sanity back. Like,
Yeah, but we have to give her that.
yeah, brutal. I now, what do you make of this little scene? It's at the end. Father Dyer says his goodbyes to Chris and Reagan. Reagan sees the collar, and on some level, she knows she was saved by a priest or priests. She kisses him. And that's how when we know she's truly past it, because she didn't kiss him and her lips went aflame. She
Right.
gets in the car. Chris does this nice gesture and gives Karras's chain, a St. Christopher medal maybe, or
Yes.
something he was wearing, to his best friend to remember him by. And I'm like, oh, that's a sweet goodbye. He gives it back. You hang on to it, puts it in her hand.
Yeah, is that ominous?
The cards, I saw it as ominous for some reason.
I
Like, you're not done, or we're not sure you're done.
Right, like
Hang on to this.
right, you think it's the end, and then the music
Right.
yeah.
Because also they're traveling. They're about to go back to LA where they live. St. Christopher is the patron saint of travelers. So yeah, you're gonna need this. So I'm like, fuck you, Father Dyer. Can't you just give them the happy ending? But that's another hint, along with the tubular bells playing over the street.
Yeah.
Evil is never done with you.
Yeah. And I think isolation too is a big theme in this movie. Chris McNeil is not just an actress, but a famous actress. So she's typically isolated from the public. She's a single parent.
Reagan's father is not just absent, but refuses to even come when he says he will.
Right, because he doesn't, he doesn't care. Is what Chris
Hashtag not my kid.
So right. So Chris is isolated. Father Karras is isolated because he's amongst priests who are devoted, and he's not anymore. And then the whole thing with his mother, and so I just feel like these are maybe this is who Pazuzu seeks out, these people with these crises.
Also, I said it joking around, but do you think that Reagan's quote unquote father, who is absentee, is the biological father? Or is this like one of those Hollywood deals where we're not sure who the father is of Linda Blair?
Yeah, I mean, it's unknowable,
And
right?
that's why he won't kind of be there. And then you set up this thing where the kid is ripe for Pazuzu taking hold. And even later, now I'm thinking about the dialogue where Reagan is like, are you going to marry Burke?
I mean, first of all, Reagan doesn't get it.
She doesn't get it.
I don't think Burke was in the market for Chris. Let's start there.
No, I assumed Burke was gay, but maybe I'm just painting everyone with that brush because so many of the men in it.
I thought him, I thought Father Dyer, but I definitely did think that.
But is there something to, you said yourself, why was Burke in Reagan's room?
Yeah,
Could Reagan be asking, like, do you like Burke? Because I'm kind of seeing him. Creepy, creepy, creepy.
Very creepy, yeah.
But like, I don't understand why she asked, because I was like, I wouldn't put Chris and Burke together outside of a bus stop shelter.
Oh.
Is that trying to show how innocent kids are? And like, you're with Burke a lot. Yeah, I'm working with him.
So you're going to marry, and it's not, are you good? It's, you're marrying him, right?
Right.
Assumes it, like it's the natural order of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is weird. And Burke is a very strange character.
Strange and unlikable. Yeah. So, in summing up, if we could, where do you put, because I know you love this film, where do you put The Exorcist as far as top 5 horror films for you personally of all time?
Maybe one or two.
Wow.
Yeah, it's, I don't know how you could do it any better than they did it.
Yeah, I mean, when you talk about horror films, you're really talking about maybe 5 horror films, and everybody else is just playing on the chessboard that they created.
Yeah, it's true.
The sleepaway camp stuff and the kind of like, there's only a few that do what they do, and everybody else is kind of chasing what made those unique. And if you're talking possession, you're talking this movie.
That's it, right? It's the gold standard. No one's even come close to
That's
possession.
it.
The
Yeah.
I like Drag Me to Hell, though. That's a possession movie, sort of. No, that's
Drag Me to Hell.
yeah, that's a curse. That's different.
Yeah, that might be a little more Final Destination oriented.
I love that one too. That's
Yeah, I mean, so many films are guilty pleasures,
fun.
and this is not.
It almost seems like a drama as much as it's a horror movie
And I think that is owed to the Middle East opening
because of the
as
that's
because of the tone it sets. Father Merrin and Father Karras and, Detective Kinderman, they all bring a foundation to the film and the fleet of doctors. Like, it would have been wrong to have just had the possession case, which every other film does. And then everyone else in the film is just family members or friends or whatever. Like, this sets up that they have all this help to defeat one little tiny demon, like, and they can't fucking do it.
and not only can't they do it, they can't even see the problem. They can't even diagnose it properly
No, no.
because the point is Chris has every resource.
Economical resource.
Exactly. Yeah. So it didn't help. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. I mean, if you did it today, the mother might not even have Medicaid the way things are going. So how are you going to fight a demon possessing your kid when you can't even get hospital care for that kid?
I
Yeah.
still miss this kind of movie. I wish that, or I hope that more movies will turn into this kind of thing. Like, I hope we get another golden age because this was a real golden age, the 70s.
I think if you and I are looking for clues to a return to this kind of movie, we'd have to be encouraged, because I think thanks to the advent of cell phones, which cut through the plot of every modern film and make it kind of impossible for filmmakers to get around things,
Yeah.
the bulk of films now are being set routinely in the 80s and 70s. So it's a good start.
That is a good start, but I hope that the quality and the writing will, sort of kind of mirror this type.
Yeah, here's hoping. I think one kind of thing that we can look to are people like Reese Witherspoon, not necessarily in the horror genre, but whatever, where they're making deals when books come out. I mean, if you want a really great film, starting with a book is a really good way to have a shot at that.
It's true. First of all, there's a world already created for you, so that's really nice. And then if you can bring the novelist in to work on it, like Blatty did in this movie, all the better.
Yeah, and William Peter Blatty won the Academy Award for his adapted screenplay from his novel for this.
And that's not open, or he was nominated.
He won.
Won, and Linda Blair was nominated.
Yeah, yeah.
Burstyn.
She had to be. Yeah, great. Awesome. I hope we did the film justice.
I feel like there's so much we didn't even get to talk about. Maybe we'll have to do an Exorcist Part 2.
A heretic episode.
No. Just take a different angle.
We'll bring it out as Exorcist 2, not the heretic.
Not the heretic. I love that. That's good.
Okay. Take care, Eila.
Okay.